Our third big barrier to entry is that maybe the government could do it for us. Maybe the government could stop other firms from coming in and competing with us. This can happen for several different types of reasons, some of them relatively innocuous and beneficial for society, others less so. So the first one up here, patents and copyrights, are protections on intellectual property that allow us to have the exclusive right to produce or sell a particular thing. Patents are for inventions and give us a 20-year period where we have the exclusive right to produce a thing. Copyrights are for creative work, movies, games, books, things like that. At the moment, I don't know exactly how long the length of copyright protection is, because it has changed a couple of times due to Disney lobbying the government in order to have longer copyrights on its old intellectual property. Second example here, regulations can limit competition. So if the government puts in more and more regulations on how you can perform a particular business task, or how you are, or who is allowed to perform it, then that makes it more difficult to start up a business like that, and hence existing businesses are going to be protected to some extent from competition. If you're going to, for example, run almost anything that involves kids, things like childcare centres or schools, there's lots and lots of regulations that you need to comply with in order to legally run one of these businesses. That makes it difficult to start up one of these businesses, and hence protects the existing businesses from competition. We could also think about how long it takes to start up a business, how much paperwork there is, for example, to create a new business. And so the graph over on the right shows how long it takes on average to start a business in several different companies. You can see the United States toward the bottom of the list there, with a relatively short time to start up a new business. You can see the right-wing whipping boy Venezuela at the top there, taking almost 5 months on average to start a business. And you can see my home country, New Zealand, down the bottom, where it takes on average less than a day to do all of the paperwork, complete all the forms, get all the approvals that you need to start a business. Third one on the list, compulsory licensing. For certain professions, we need a license from the government or from some other regulating body in order to perform that job. Now, for some of them, these make a lot of sense. Doctors, for example, we want to be trained properly. We would not want to have a doctor who, for example, couldn't pass their boards, because then, they wouldn't know enough, presumably, to be able to help us out when we got sick. For certain other professions, maybe it's a little bit less important to have that licensing. We've talked in the past, for example, about taxis and how New York City limits the number of taxi licenses that are available. Well, one of the consequences of that is that existing firms are protected from competition, as new firms find it difficult to come in and compete in the taxi market.